Humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful, and we're beautiful, and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the Spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a major issue that you may have been aware of over the past, let's say, 10 years or longer, is that game journalism is a clique. It's a bunch of like-minded, narcissistic, degenerate, low IQ, bottom-feeding scumbags that circle the wagons for each other to promote a certain type of ideology and narrative. And what you get from these people is the same thing that you would see sort of in a high school. Now, these are all social rejects and mentally retarded, most of them. So the way that they enact their, LARP and fantasy is to destroy people who get into games journalism and then have a difference of opinion. Now, that difference of opinion can be something as minor as simply using the word Sweet Baby Inc. This is the cause of a major uprising within the video game journalistic community, where you have a lot of these people that are going out of their way to try to destroy the reputation of somebody who used this phrase. It's a game that clearly has a bit of the Sweet Baby Inc. treatment, which is absolutely true. And any gamer can see that this is true. It is undeniable at this point. The clips make it abundantly clear, but these people exist in a clique and a club, and they are under the mass delusion that they are the arbiters of what is right and wrong, when they could not be further from the truth. These people do not know right and wrong from their ass from a hole in the ground. These people are continuously immoral, they're degenerate, they're psychopaths in many cases. They are part of a self-worshipping, degenerate cult of freaks. Low IQ, valueless freaks that all get together and think that they can, by fiat, demand that you conform to them and that you conform to their morality. And they think their morality is the default for what is good and moral, when the opposite is true. It is the inverse of what these people say. Now, these people began bitching and complaining and whining as they do. And of course, you see here, this freak, and by the way, this video is from Hero Hey, and he screenshotted a lot of these people. Of course, you've got somebody who works at Polygon, and all these different gaming websites, because of course they do. Because of course, somebody that has gay idiot and she they in their bio. And by the way, this is one of those cases where you don't want to she them, you don't want to she them titties. This is somebody that is obviously very ugly inside and out and can't really cope with the fact that they're not an independent thinker. They're not as unique as they thought they were, so they're becoming part of the hive. It's a hegemony. It's ridiculous. I find it to be disgusting. I'm revolted by these people. The way that they get in their little cliques and clubs and start gossiping and making up lies about people, spreading misinformation. I mean, these people are just disgusting. They're freaks. They're bottom feeders. They don't really have anything of value to contribute to any sort of conversation. So, apparently this goes on. This is that person, and it says, "Me, when my brain is sludge and I cannot form a cohesive critique without being a dirtbag." And that's in relation to them talking about Sweet Baby Inc. Here you have another person from the gaming industry, and it's an ongoing thing. You see that he was talking about this. These people cannot handle the fact that somebody has a difference of opinion. What the hell is this even about anymore? Sexism and bigotry. If you think it's about sexism and bigotry, you're retarded. You genuinely have no valuable opinion to give. And by the way, I think that it's important to look at the fact that this person is apparently the CEO of a media consultancy company. I mean, and has pronouns in the bio. It's just Xbox and G4 TV. G4 TV. Salute that one. But you take a look, and it's like, oh, and here's Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier saying this from a review on Metacritic is truly unhinged, not just because of the dog whistling. What the hell does that even mean? The dog whistling? You mean the being honest about the fact that there are elements in this game that are immediately repulsive to most people and are, of the degenerate left-wing cultish mindset? Dog whistling? It's not dog whistling. It's identifying something that is objectively, observably true. It would be like somebody reiterating a fact and be like, well, that's dog whistling. It's like, no, that's just fact stating. The game does feel like it was hit with the Sweet Baby Ink Ugly Stick. Over and over and over, both in dialogue and in the creator. But because of the divine power that idiots keep ascribing to consultants, I said that with the wrong inflection, thinking it was going to go on. But because of the divine power that idiots keep ascribing to consultants, hate to break it to you folks, but the people making key decisions at the game company aren't on contract. It's true and it's not true. You see, what this guy doesn't seem to understand is that a lot of the freaks are inside the walls. They're already inside the castle, already making bad decisions. So it's a joint effort. These people, a lot of them hire these consultancy firms because they agree with them. And they just want to push their dog shit agenda into the game. And we see the result of that. And the result is catastrophic. The numbers for this game are abysmal. And by the way, these people, they behave in the same way over and over when they're called out. This person here says, imagine thinking those are right-wing talking points. Not people simply ticked off at the amount of slop and saying enough. Just look at all the AAA failures and the mass layoffs over the past 2 years, and that's absolutely true. People are going to lose their jobs because of this game. People are going to lose their job because of this game because it is underperforming so terribly. In fact, Bioware may go tits up. And what is the response from this loser? Well, it's just to block them because these people live in their own world. And by the way, this guy here, I mean, boy, oh boy, get a load of this guy. This guy, Virender Singh Jubal. This guy has Stop Gamergate 2020. So basically, these people try to enforce this sort of. They try to enforce this sort of hegemony amongst these reviewers, and the thing is, they do this because they realize that the moment that they stop, all of the remaining dwindling power that they have is gone. You see, long over are the days that, being part of IGN or Polygon or Kotaku meant something. In fact, I would say that in 2024, being part of one of these groups is a hindrance to your reputation. People are less likely to trust you. People are more willing to trust me for being candid and calling this out. And I don't have any affiliation with these people whatsoever. I don't have any affiliation with a multi-million or multi-billion-dollar company or series of corporations or other insiders. But people will trust my opinion because there's no filter on it at all. But who's going to trust this person who went in and actually tried to censor some of the review and said, I quote-unquote fixed it. These people are under the delusion that they are in the morally correct position on everything and that you people are just bad. And so here we have this guy, George Cruz Alvarez. Man, what are we doing? I would really love it if I could assume most of the people I run into at professional industry social events are at the baseline good people. Please. No, you're the worst. All of you are the worst. All of you are scumbags. All of you are degenerates. You're bottom feeders. You think that you're the good guys? Are you crazy? Yeah, you absolutely must be to think that you're the good guys. You're not the good guys. You've never been the good guys. You're people that kiss the ass and lick the boot of corporations because you're not good enough to get an audience. Otherwise, you are so hungry for insider access or to be the first to something or to be invited to the parties that you're willing to basically humiliate yourself for the internet to see. It's repulsive. And then here you have somebody named Cutie Monica that comes out and defends the person who wrote the review in the first place. So somebody that comes out to defend the usage of the word "Sweet Baby Ink," and from the looks of it, they've got the pedo flag in their bio, which already they've got BLM, the pedo flag, and the Palestinian flag. I mean, this is a red flag. Like, this person needs help. This person doesn't need to be anywhere near a writer room for any game ever. I mean, that's so don't think that I'm singing this person's praise. But the fact of the matter is that, like, that's a disaster. That's an absolute disaster. But then we get into what the journalist tried to do to this guy here. I think his name is Mr. Maddy Plays. And they tried to basically lie about him and misrepresent pretty much everything about his review because he apparently broke NDA, but it wasn't really him who broke NDA. Apparently it was somebody down the line. He sent the clips for his editor to review, and apparently somewhere, the editor gave it to somebody else, and apparently it's a big thing. It's a big studio, big corporation of some kind, because apparently they're underlings, and one of the underlings apparently got a hold of it and posted this and gave people the heads up that this sort of dialogue option was available, which, by the way, if you don't know, this says you've chosen to encourage Tosh by focusing on the benefits of a multicultural background, which is just absolutely repugnant gobbledygook. And so then you have these people lying about, this guy, misrepresenting things, trying to make him seem like the worst version possible, because that's what these journalists, quote unquote, do. That's what these people do. They're sick freaks. They're demented, degenerate, bottom-feeding, subhuman piles of garbage. And I say subhuman because they try to dehumanize others so that they can really get to what they want to do, which is basically virtue signal all over whatever remains. They don't have any duty of care about this. They're not interested in facts or details. They're just looking for somebody to hunt, somebody to take down. They're looking for prey, basically. And if they sense that somebody, may be in a position of weakness, they're going to try to go in. These are a very pathetic type of people that don't have any remorse or empathy for others. They don't have any compassion. They basically look at everything as a gain for themselves. Everything that's about them, their identity. They don't think about others. It's really quite disgusting and depressing when you realize these people are in positions of authority when they should be in positions of, insane asylums. These people are the worst of the worst, and the moment that you realize that there are a lot of them, and that's the only reason that they have any sort of, positional authority, but they don't have any moral position. They're not moral people. They're disgusting. Everything that they believe, everything that they do is disgusting. They're parasites who fester and feed and ooze. They're not people who create and generate anything actually worthwhile, because if they did, it would be organic. You would want to see what they have to say. There's a reason why there are certain people that don't feel the call to do what these people do. They don't want to become part of the group. I would be mortified if any of these people came out and agreed with one of my positions. And the reason is because I know that these people are bad. I know that they're degenerate. I know that they're low IQ. I know that they don't have anything about them that is even close to redeemable. And they're willing and able to use terminology like Nazi at a moment's notice to try to discredit somebody for no reason. And then, I mean, these people are just the absolute worst, and they're doing this to shill for a game because they want that. They want to be the gatekeepers of what's morally right within the gaming industry. When the reality is, they're defending a dump. They're defending like a mountain of garbage. These people are the moral arbiters of nothing. They are godless, self-worshipping freaks, and they should be viewed with the utmost contempt. As much as you may think that you don't like games journalists, you really don't like, you really don't not like them enough. You really should despise them a whole hell of a lot more. And so, this guy, Mr. Maddy Plays, puts out an apology, mainly because he did break NDA, but it wasn't his fault. The apology was very good. But then there's a little bit of virtue signaling there, as you would expect. But the way that these people, go after him, it's just, it's startling. It's such a reflection of the groupthink mentality, and the way that these people are so afraid of losing their positions, of losing their insider access, of losing what fraction of relevance they have. They are so desperately fearful. And what I would say is that in the end, I think that by the failure of Dragon Age the Veilguard, and it has failed. It has failed spectacularly, more than I could have imagined. By examining its failure and recognizing it, and not playing the game, and people on Steam. And in fact, let's take a look at Steam. Let's take a look at, or I'm sorry, Twitch. Let's take a look at Twitch. I want to see how many people are playing it right now.
So the gimmick
I'm
of
gonna
this.
give you the. Oh my God. This morning I did a video. There were 43,000 people playing. Right now it's 5:13 p.m. I don't know if you can see that. Dragon Age the Veilguard just came out. It literally just came out. It's a game that just came out. Let me reiterate that. I want to make this abundantly clear for an important reason. Something that you need to understand. All of these journalists putting out this dishonesty, this bullshit, they can do nothing. They are powerless freaks. They are disgusting bottom feeders oozing their way to try to gain any sort of relevance over people. But at the end of the day, you are the one with the power. It's your eyeballs and your wallet that make the ultimate decision about whether a game is good or bad. And less than 20,000 people on a Saturday night. Less than 20,000 people. World of Warcraft has more people. Do you understand? Do you understand? That is incredible. Overwatch has more people. Monster Hunter Wilds has more people. I mean, it is stark, the contrast. It is unbelievable. And all of this is an indicator that these journalists have no power. They have no power. They exist on Twitter. They ooze their way. They're like Nurgle's little monsters. They fester and they ooze and they stink and they're rotten and their ideas are corrupted. They look at the world as some kind of like paradise when really what they're doing is spreading their taint and their infection. And at the end of the day, you're the one, your eyeballs and your wallet and your sensibilities, I would put your morals. I don't even know you. I would put your morals, people watching this video, over theirs. You're better than them. And you know what? I think deep down they know it, and that's what bothers them. Because they look at you as peasants. They look at you as, beneath them. Oh, I work at Kotaku. I'm somebody. They think that they should be somebody because they work there. That all of their ideas should be, well received. That everyone in their circle agrees with them. Out the company, everyone agrees with everyone else. But at the end of the day, I think it speaks volumes about the fact that this game has flopped so spectacularly hard. It's a reflection of the fact that games journalism doesn't have any power at all anymore. The power is with you. And don't ever let these people convince you otherwise. They're disgusting, and they're immoral, and they're unethical, and they're freaks. Anyway, I hope that clears up my position on it. I don't like these journalists. I don't like them one bit. I never want to be part of their group. I find them to be repugnant in every measurable way. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.